Egads! It's Sonic the Hedgehog! Once again! You must think you're so golden-eyeing me like this. I spying? Since when was I ever subtle? Besides, with all the damage your city's been hit with, all I need to do is get what I came for and run. Trying to bag me yourself is the real trick. You've pushed your luck too far this time, Hedgehog. For once, I'm not interested in taking prisoners and roboticizing them. Fire! Hoo-ha! You snooze, you lose. I got what I came for. My compliments on the hospitality. Hasta la vista, Doc. Oh, how I really hate that hedgehog. I'd better pour on the juice before time will run out for everyone. Sonic, I take it you were successful. Well, if he wasn't, love, there's still one bloke you can depend on. In your dreams, Clyde, this hedgehog takes a back seat to nobody. Stop it! Stop it, both of you! You're like boys with toys. This isn't time for fun and games. Truer words were never spoken, Princess. In fact, it's even worse than I feared. I thought we stopped the zone of silence from collapsing last time, giving us a chance to rethink how to retrieve King Acorn. Using this component, Sonic liberated from Robotnik. We have the missing piece necessary to make the neutralizer work. With it, we stand a chance of recovering King Acorn and saving a universe. Not we, Rotor. This is my father we're talking about. We made it out last time by the skin of our teeth. There aren't any guarantees we'll do it again. No, I've got to do this alone. Beg your pardon, Princess, but it's your job to stay and lead. As the senior operative of the King's Special Services, it's my job to risk life and limb. Much as I hate to admit it, he's right, Sal. You have to stay, and depend on yours truly to come through once again. When she needs an amateur mate, she'll let you know. This here's a job for grown-ups. Who? You. Wake up and smell the coffee, pal. Listen, I'm not going to split hairs with you. Unless I have to. Chill, dude. After all, if there's any splitting to be done, it'll be the split-second timing by the hedgehog delivering a splitting headache to the skunk. Have a migraine on me, pal. That's your best shot, mate. I've been hit by pillows that were harder. This isn't getting us anywhere, guys. You can settle this later. Right now, we have a job to do. Open the portal, Rotor. This isn't over yet. Not by a long shot. Anytime and anywhere, mate. One more thing. These jetpacks I've designed should handle maneuvering through the zone. However, I haven't had the chance to fully work out all the bugs, so be careful. Be careful? Got anything more reliable? Nothing that will get you through the zone like these will. Squawk! 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 I think I hear some hen clucking. Very funny, wise guy. I thought so too. After you. Good luck, gang. We'll be back, Rotor, and don't forget to leave the light on for us. Not to mention the welcome mat. Just come back safe and sound. I sense his arrival. Sonic the Hedgehog. The only foe to invade my domain and escape my wrath. He will not be so fortunate this time. Eh? What is it, Toady? I beg your lordship's indulgence, but it's been a while since the pack has been fed a decent meal. All they ask is a crumb or two, sire. Your groveling is impeccable as always, my faithful toadstool, but your timing leaves a lot to be desired. However, I can be magnanimous and throw a few bones from this doggy bag. Waste not, I always say. Your generosity knows no bounds, sire. They can repay me later, after I— Father! Over here! Eh? What did you say, Toady? Toady? That's not Toady. Father, we haven't much time. Stand your ground, all of you. Father, don't you remember me? Your daughter? My daughter? To whom are you speaking, my liege? Toady, where did you disappear to? Disappear? I haven't gone anywhere, sire. I've always been here. Is something wrong? That depends on whether I choose to believe what I think I saw and if I'm correct as to what it all means. Hey guys, I'm getting a funny feeling. I don't blame you, love. What with hanging around the hedgehog all the time? Something stinks, all right? And I'll give you just 3. Sonic, don't be rude. It was only Nicole trying to get my attention. And not a moment too soon, princess. My sensors are picking up some disturbing fluctuations in the magnetic field. Fluctuations, did you say? Rah. An early warning would be appreciated next time, Nicole. I tried, princess. Wait! What's this? It's the helmet your father was wearing when we last saw him. But that would mean that... Don't even think it, love. Not till we have all the facts. Surrender, or else face the consequences. I don't believe it. Will you look at that? This is so weird. We're watching what happened last time as if it was taking place right now. That's not exactly a friendly way to start things off, bud. I'm not your bud, pal, or any other term you may use suggesting familiarity. Maybe Nicole can explain. Of course I can. That is my function. Just what we need. A computer with wit. If you want charm, see me later. To answer your query, Doctor, Robotnik's experiments have affected the quantum energy levels of the zone. By destroying energy at the basic atomic structure, he has created rips, or holes, if you prefer. In effect, you have windows allowing you to view events that have already taken place, as well as events yet to come. So, what we're seeing here is the image of what we experienced. Exactly. Now what? Some sort of beggar walking among the stars. There's a familiarity to his strut. He's collapsed. Steady, Sal. We don't know if this is a rerun or a preview. Amazing. The same creatures we saw with your dad have come along and taken him to some sort of sanctuary. They're taking his hood off, and it's King Acorn. They have Daddy. I think the operative word is had, love. Look, they're bringing him to a vast furnace. Why can't we hear anything? Nicole, all evidence supports Mr. St. John's opinion. We are watching events that took place some time ago. The further back an event took place, the less real it seems. They're fitting him with armor, the same armor we found him in. Even here, his regal bearing shows through. Look at how they present him with his helmet, and how it looks like a storm is coming. And there's the king, leading his troops to safety. Wait, this storm isn't any image. It's real. Hang loose. Oomph. Doesn't anybody believe in soft landings? Hey, Sal? Sal? How about you, St. John? No answer. Now I know I'm in trouble. There's only one thing you need concern yourself with right now. You better hope you've lived a good life, because my judgment is final. Gulps. This is one time, Sonic the Hedgehog, where you can't outrace your fate. I'm not even sure I'm even in the running. I am the master of this domain, and you will submit your will in service to me, or you will be one sorry hedgehog. How about we flip for it? Heads, you win. Tails, I do. Sally! St. John! What are you doing here? Are you all right, mate? You've been here with us. Get with the program. The zone is collapsing, Sonic, and I'm afraid there isn't a thing we can do to stop it. With us being drawn into that cosmic whirlpool, we'll be lucky to save ourselves, let alone my father. There's got to be a way out of this for everyone. Maybe Nicole has a suggestion. Well, Nicole, do you? Nicole? I'm processing. Well, try prayer. This is just dinkum. Screwy machine. If only our jetpacks worked. Interesting point. Just why aren't the jetpacks working? Essentially, they're out of fuel. Well, yes, that's as good an explanation as any, I suppose. Anyway, Can we recharge them? Only if you are able to access energy with a positive charge. Can't run on just anything, eh? It figures. Wait, what's that? One thing's for sure, whatever it is, it's got plenty of company. King Acorn's minions. They're heading into the whirlpool. I just thought of something, guys. The neutralizer is a source of positive energy. Isn't that a good one? We have a choice between getting us out of here or preserving the zone and remaining here. Perhaps I can make the choice for you? Give your device to me, and I may let you live. Refuse, and no one gets out of here. Father, we haven't much time. Stand your ground, all of you. Father, don't you remember me, your daughter? My daughter. It's no use, Sal. He doesn't remember. He's been here so long it's affected his memory. Only one chance, if St. John is game. I can handle anything you can think of, and then some. My patience is wearing thin. You won't succeed by trying to confuse me. Now, Jeffrey! What? Forgive me, sire. I'm not sure Sally will after this. Jeffrey! You're using the neutralizer to power my jetpack. What about the inhabitants of this zone? It ain't over till the fat lady sings, and she hasn't started yet. What about Sonic? He's a big boy, love. He'll be right fine. My. Aren't we the hero? There's only one thing you need to concern yourself with right now. You better hope you've lived a good life, because my judgment is final. Gulp. Enough. This is one time, Sonic the Hedgehog, where you can't outrace your fate. I'm not sure I'm even in the running. I am the master of this domain, and you will submit your will in service to me, or you will be one sorry hedgehog. How about we flip for it? Heads, you win. Tails, I juice like I never have before. I'll take that. Hi-yo, Black Beauty. Away! I'll say this for him, Princess. He's got style. He does at that. Activate the neutralizer, St. John. We've a universe to save. All in a day's work, mate. Ready or not. This one's for all the marbles. Rotor, the portal. Way ahead of you, Tails. Is everyone all right? Get Dr. Quack immediately, Rotor. He's got a very important patient waiting for him. What about the creatures in the zone? Did the neutralizer save them? Everything turned out just fine for them, as it will for all of us one day. Tyranny. Like a dark cloud, it shadows a land, causing the valiant to rebel, creating war. War. Its soldiers are often called freedom fighters, who are sometimes driven to desperate acts, even against those who have attempted neutrality. Neutrality. A position in war the fabled floating island has been unable to maintain, as its natives look for hope from its guardian. Guardian. The one being they depend on to protect them from the desperate acts of those in search of freedom and their war's invasion. Invasion? Something Knuckles the Echidna never thought he would have to contend with from the likes of Sonic the Hedgehog. Are you crazy? Barging in here and demanding I fork over my Chaos Emerald? Without it, my island will fall. I've got to have it. The fate of Mobius depends on it. Robotnik just tried to sink my island. Now you want to finish the job. Oof! No, but during that battle, I learned you had a spare emerald which you stole from the Power Ring Grotto. That grotto's on what used to be royal real estate, and by rights, it belongs to King Acorn's freedom fighters. Ah, says you! I need that extra emerald for homeowner's insurance, and I won't give it up. Sonic! Knuckles! Stop! This won't save King Acorn's life. What's he mean? The king's imprisoned. Not anymore. We finally rescued him from the zone of silence. Then what's this about saving his life? Some unknown side effect of his imprisonment is turning his body into crystal. We tried to use a power ring to restore his health, but it failed. And when Tails said he looked like a Chaos Emerald, I figured maybe a real one would do the trick. Besides, the freedom fighters could use its power against Butnik's new kick-butt inventions. If it's power you need, why don't you just get more rings from the grotto? We got the ones Robotnik. Oomph. What he means is, we tried, but Butnik sucked it dry. Sorry I was hasty, but now you know I've got to have that emerald. Apology accepted. But even though I have fond memories of the king from my youth, the survival of my homeland is as important as your rebellion. No emerald's gonna leave this island, and that's final. Okay, I'm through fighting, but I think you're going to regret not helping Princess Sally save her father. I already am, pal. I already am. As one door closes on the floating island, another opens in Knothole the next day. Hey, Sal, I'm happy to say I'm finally finished with that report. Happy? For conquering heroes, you look mighty glum. That's 'cause Sonic kicked Knuckles' butt again, but he didn't want me to say, oops, Sonic. How many times do I have to tell you? Why don't you see if Rotor can help with these power rings we caught while I feed our conquering hero? Wait till I get you outside, blabbermouth. Later. And so Sonic thought Knuckles' extra emerald might. Hello, boys. Uncle Chuck. Should have known you were here. Chomp. No one else makes chili dogs this good. How's father? Rotor and I used up all the energy in those power rings, but his condition is unchanged. I guess we failed. Not so, lads. I still think we're correct in attempting to use a magical talisman to cure the king. And after reviewing these remaining royal doctrines, we believe we've found that cure in the form of the magical crown of acorns. That's no good. The king was wearing the crown when he was banished, and we never recovered it. And it's our conclusion that at the time he was wearing a phony crown. Wha? Getta outta town. Oh, yeah? Read this. The Hall of Jimbo. That's limbo, Dumbo. Great, great. All we have to do is enter this limbo and, how do you get there? Anyway, the doctrines don't say, but once again, I think our answer can be found with magic. The magic of power rings. Remember, Sonic, power rings can grant knowledge as well as power. Knowledge that may help us find the missing crown. You don't say. It's time for me to get back to my undercover job in Robotropolis before I'm missed. And it's time for us to prepare for our mission. Come dawn, we're going to the Lake of Rings and begin Operation Save the King. According to Antoine and Bunny's report, a ring appears out of the lake once every hour. The next one is due to come out in a few minutes. So why are we waiting here, so far from the lake, Aunt Sally? Well, you know its existence is supposed to be a secret from everyone but Uncle Chuck and the core freedom fighters. But we're worried that those combots may have transmitted its location to Butnik after ambushing us. So Uncle Chuck set up a meeting here with Fly Freddy to report on what Robotnik really knows. The spy network should know the score, providing Fred ever gets here. Whoa! Sleuth! What are you doing here? Sorry to startle you. Fred's cover was almost blown, but I was able to leave Robotropolis safely. Let me detail his report while we head over to the lake. This isn't standard procedure, soldier. Too true, Sal. But since we're already behind schedule, I think we can trust him with its location. Minutes later. That's a pretty bizarre report, Sleuth. True, but now you know that Robotnik never got any data before Sonic destroyed the combots. But thanks to your poor strategic maneuvers today, Robotnik will now have a new supply of power rings. Hey, sorry guys, but as much as I liked our rebellion, I loved Robotnik's promise of personal power and T-bone steaks better. Why, you dirty dog traitor? You're a real bad doggy. And the only food you're going to get is bread and water in a prison kennel. I kinda doubt that. Look out, guys. It's some kind of superbot. That's not just a bot. That's Fly Fly Freddy. I can't believe it. First Carl Condor gets roboticized, and now Freddy. That's all I can stand, 'cause I can't stand no more. That's right. In a few seconds, you won't be standing at all. And neither will you, sugar. Bunny? Y'all didn't forget I was on Power Ring Patrol, did you? I didn't. And although we need your help, you may have picked the wrong time. Look, Sonic, get it before it disappears. I can't leave you in the middle of a fight. You must, for the sake of the king. It has been said that in all aspects of life, timing is everything. And in the course of a split second, 3 things happen. Sonic carefully times his move, as does a former friend, while a current friend, having no time to intervene, gazes in horror. Thankfully, the dawning of a new friendship is well timed for the next second, with Sonic reaping the rewards. I'm just in time. Funny, that's what I was going to say. I guess it's true what they say. All good things come from above. I once said that, and then a pigeon flew over my head. Might I remind you, comedians, we're in the middle of battle? Might I remind you that not only am I fast on my feet, I'm also well armed for battle. No need to be a worrywart, not when my new whirlwind whammy can wallop these weenies. Next time, warn us first, Sugar Hog. Nice work, guys. Now we can make this traitor stand trial. After we try to restore Fred, and after we try to restore the king. After all, never let it be said that an echidna can't have a change of heart. Wow, Sonic will be forever in your debt. Didn't I tell you something before Blabbermouth? Okay, troops, it's back to Knothole. Operation Save the King is now in Phase 2. So this is what's left of the once beautiful kingdom of Acorn. War sure leaves its scars. I'll give you the nickel tour later. Right now, I want to know what brought you here. That was my doing, Sonic. For some time, I've suspected there may be a double agent in our spy network. And my fears were confirmed when Fred failed to report for orders. Not knowing who I could now trust, I thought it best to call on outside assistance. Using an outdated and untraceable frequency, I radioed Knuckles. Not only did he agree to help, he also changed his mind about letting us use the emerald. Remember, Pops, it's just a loan. Okay, everybody, the setup's complete. Let's clear out. This device is designed to release the emerald's pure energy. Let's hope it restores him. Here goes. 3, 2, 1. Rotor, stop. It's only making him worse. I had a feeling this might happen. The emerald's energies are just too mysterious. Thank goodness the resulting mutation was only temporary. Yeah, but he's still in bad shape. Our only hope lies with your Power Ring's ability to lead us to his crown. Sonic. Stand back, everybody. It's been a long time since I called on a ring for knowledge. Are you all right? What happened? Ugh. Now I remember why I'd rather use the rings to juice. That hurt my head and my tush. So, where's the crown? Did you find the Hall of Limbo? No. But I did learn that the king's royal sword has a magical link to the crown, and it will lead us to it. But the riddle within the riddle is, we don't know where the sword is. It's hopeless. Princess, you shouldn't have to lose your father twice. Once is enough for anyone. I know, and I won't let you down. That's why I'm making it my personal quest to find that sword. One way or the other, I will see it returned and the king restored. This I solemnly vow. This is not what I had in mind. This is definitely not what I had in mind. Aw, you're just cranky, 'cause you have to ride shotgun on Rotor's makeshift sub-seat. Besides, you were the one who said, if I'm going to find a magic sword, I better start by reaching out to a great source of magic. Yeah, but when I said, I'll start my personal quest by contacting the ancient walkers, I meant by myself. But you know, they only appear when something big happens, like the time you thought you went to Echidna Heaven, or when Sonic caught his billionth power ring, or when I was considered to be the chosen one, as told by Aether. And your great-grandfather is the only guy who has a direct link with you, me, and the Walkers. And he was last seen on Down Unda, Land, Ho, 1 hour after dockin'. And this is the very crater where I first met them. Well, no one's home, so let's keep searching. And several hours later, oh no, kid, you led us in circles. Big deal. I still say we'll find Aether here. After all, this crater is the former site of the floating island. What? No way. Impossible. Okay, kid, I think I've had enough of your… Think? Do you really? Immature one? Aether. Quite a bold word for a guardian whose actions revolve around fisticuffs. Who are you to judge? You were the only member of our family who didn't have the courage to become our homeland's guardian. Who are you to judge? Wisdom decrees that it is better to safeguard a universe than just one pebble in its belly. That's just mystic psychobabble. You guys certainly have quite a history. Our history is a matter of genetics, double tail, but we have never met. Look, the reason we came here, is known only too well. Hey, what's this trick? Why is it getting so dark? What's happening to us? You are traveling to the limits of infinity. But there are no limits to infinity. So your travel takes you back to where you started. Yet you have not traveled at all. Hey, that's not you talking. No, it was them. The ancient walkers. Hello. We're here to save King Acorn. You know him, right? He's home now, but he's cracking up. Turning to crystal. And we need to know how a Chaos Emerald can save him. So please help us, okay? Jeez. And I accused Aether of psychobabble. Through time and space and alternate dimensions, properties exist beyond comprehension. Artifacts of ancient and unfathomable power exist to aid and make men cower. Cognizant by beings of science and mystic shaman, a sovereign royal and an emerald have nothing in common. You mean a Chaos Emerald won't help him? Why? We really came here for help locating the king's sword. It has a magical link to his… Hey, it's getting dark again. Wait, ancient walkers, don't send us home. I haven't finished. This isn't the way we originally traveled. This is all your fault, kid. If you hadn't wasted their time with your nonsense, we would have learned. On a once lush world and its hunk of floating stone, there exists a sorcerer, wizard, and alchemist who stand alone. A charlatan, enchantress, and a paladin with fairness and courage thou must face. With patience and fortitude, a blade of steel thou may embrace. We're back on Down Unda, and those last images, I know. They represent beings of power who may have a clue to the whereabouts of the king's sword. Now we're finally onto something. No, kid, I'm onto something. From here on, I go it alone, leaving the Chaotix to guard the floating island. Knuckles vows to find the ailing King Acorn's magic sword, following a vague lead from the ancient walkers and a new clue from his ancestors' book of myths. The Echidna has journeyed to a remote section of the Great Forest. Unlike Knothole Village, the small cottage he has discovered is not hidden. Rather, it has been forgotten, untouched by Mobius's revolution. That is until today. A devil watcher. It can't be. They're just the stuff of fairy tales, real or not. I don't plan on being this guy's lunch. Timber, gone? I'd like to find out how and where. But my destiny awaits inside? What gives? This place didn't look so big on the outside and… blood beasts. Where are all these storybook monsters coming from? Well, the story goes, attack the dominant one and they both shall fall. You're closest, so. Tag, Felix, you're it. Doing a fade out too? Good. Now nothing's in my way, so I can start snooping. Then again? Maybe I should start using my brain if I want to survive. But for now, here's one for you. Nice dragon, and one for you. I've got to think hard. Examine the ancient walker's cryptic message. On a once lush world and its hunk of floating stone, there exists a sorcerer, wizard, and alchemist who stand alone. A charlatan, enchantress, and paladin with fairness and courage thou must face. Charlatan. Fairness. Storybook monsters. That's it. Sir, forgive me for invading your home. I'm really on a peaceful mission to find King Acorn's sword. Looks like using the old noodle paid off. The monsters, the cottage's appearance. It's all an illusion. The benevolent ancient walkers granted you an audience, and in light of the fact you've learned my secret, I can do no less. You kinda gave yourself away by attacking with children's boogie monsters. Ha! A true charlatan uses both his powers of illusion and his imagination to protect himself. And in my youth, I also used them in service of the king. Then you know where the royal sword is? No, but you may receive guidance from someone in the land of dark. If you can even locate this mysterious realm. Locate? You mean you don't know where it is? Great. Just great. Sorry, I wish you luck and a safe journey. If you see Sire Acorn again, tell him Merlin Prower wishes him well. I'll see him again all right, and when I do, I'll have his sword. Believe it. Accepting the mantle of guardian of the floating island, Knuckles the Echidna knew his life would be fraught with stalwart challenges. Ever the staunch hero, he accepted the fact that his life would be laden with peril. But when he made a vow to unearth King Acorn's missing royal sword, not even in his wildest dreams did he believe he'd end up little more than a trained seal. Peel me another grape, slave. My body may be enslaved, but my thoughts are still my own. Got to remember how I wound up here, think of a way out of this mess. I began my quest with the kid, when we traveled to Down Under and were counseled by the ancient walkers. Combining their vague lead with clues from my book of myths, I wound up on Mobius, mistakenly battling a charlatan's imaginary forces. I then got sidetracked helping Sonic battle his evil twin and Robotnik. Returning home, I enlisted the Chaotix's help in resuming my quest. Believing the charlatan's clue of the Land of Dark to be an old name for the outskirts of the island's forbidden zone, I ventured forth. And, in a little-known, supposedly uninhabited region, I was attacked by two beings. Considering the ancient walker's warnings and the way they double-teamed me, I knew they must be the sorcerer and the enchantress. Dodging his blasts left me wide open. With one look, she controlled my will. Now I'm their servant, the first of their unwilling army. Unless I... still can't overcome her spell. This is one battle that's not so easy to fight. Okay then, think. The walkers said, there exists a sorcerer, wizard, and alchemist who stand alone. I'll take that to mean that the sorcerer doesn't hang with other powerful mystics. Translation: his girlfriend here isn't that powerful, and may fall to a good uppercut, after all. So that means, stay calm. Okay. A charlatan, enchantress, and paladin with fairness and courage thou must face. With patience and fortitude, a blade of steel thou may embrace. I've faced a charlatan. I'm facing the enchantress. I don't see a paladin forcing me to just be patient. Through sheer strength of will, the unyielding echidna presses on, performing menial tasks After menial task, the hours turning into days. With virtually all hope gone and desperation descending, as if by divine right, his faith of perseverance is reaffirmed. What's that? It sounds like a stampede of horses. What ho, varlets! Did you think to forever escape the judgment of Sir Connery, the mighty crusader? Or that this evil witch's gaze could overcome my sword of justice? Beware, it is that fanatical paladin. The waiting game paid off. I'm free. This guy's onslaught distracted the enchantress, breaking her mental muzzle. Now it's finally time for Action City. Boy, does this feel good. You dare to pit physical might against the sorceress power of Black Death? Time to use my noodle again. And I think I know how. You seek to escape with my own talisman? Nope. Making sure you don't use these things against me. Witness echidna magic and say goodbye to your toys. Shahala, Zumbi, to the land of Gumby. Poof! Impossible. How's that for a little sleight of hand to divert you from the stab of the jab? After securing the prisoners, introductions and explanations are made. And I left my post in King Acorn's royal guard when the call came upon me to purge the black magic from all the realms. What about your sword? Is it the king's? No, it was given to me by my patron deities, the ancient walkers. Hey, since I'm their #1 boy, why don't you join me? I cannot. My sworn oath demands the total purging of evil magicians before I journey to the next leg of my holy crusade. But I can tell you this. Locate the evil Matthias Poe and Damocles the Elder, and you may find that which you seek. And where do they hang their hats? Look not to the cavern filled with chaos, but to the floating island's other caverns filled with chaos. Sounds like another goose chase, but at least I won't have to travel far. Well, whatever it takes, I'll find that sword. One fateful day, a benevolent scientist directed his talents toward an ingenious effort to prolong the lives of Mobian citizens, and in doing so, inadvertently created an instrument of domination used as part of a sweeping tide of tyranny, signaling the downfall of planet Mobius and its kingdom of Acorn. For the love of Mobius, no. The roboticization process worked all too well. Now my brother is just a mindless machine. That is way past cool, Uncle Chuck. How you doing it? Where's the popcorn? Well, Sonic, what kind of spy would I be if I didn't install the newest video technology directly into my optic sensors? Not only can I record what I see, but I can also play back any pre-recorded video. Yeah, but do you have a dish antennae with 100 movie stations? Dulcie! Not quite. However, retrieved from Robotropolis by my spy network, this video is a byproduct of a secret surveillance system used in the former royal palace, and provides proof that Robotnik, in his former identity as Warlord Julian, sabotaged my original roboticizer. It was his intervention that transformed a tool of medicine into a weapon of war. And except for a few times when we were lucky, I don't think we'll ever be able to de-roboticize all those poor souls. Some humanitarian I am. It's not your fault. Don't despair. I have an idea. While Rotor looks after Father, this would be a perfect time for one of my special military retreats. As twilight descends, Princess Sally attempts to use the picturesque Great Forest as a serene backdrop to renew her troops' resolve. But as the campfire powwow takes place, and your video camera eyes are a great addition to your espionage activities, I only demonstrated them in a vain attempt to bolster my own courage. The truth is, I'm just Robotnik's pawn. He knew my guilt would force me to resign my position as the kingdom's scientific advisor. So, I suppressed my remorse by transforming from Sir Charles, inventor, to Uncle Chuck, chili dog proprietor. Still, our discovery that one of our own agents, Sleuth Doggy Dog, is now a convicted traitor is further evidence of my shortcomings. I didn't even know about the existence of the death egg until it was almost too late for us all. I have failed more often than not, Princess. That's not true. In the first two instances, the only thing you didn't do is dig deep enough for the truth. That's right. And you certainly made a success as the chili dog restaurant chain champ. Chomp. Yeah. And, what's that noise? It sounds like the wolves, and it looks like we all got company. What do you say, Sonic the Hedgehog? It's shed a little light on our intruders. Ease off, girl. I recognize them. They're the band of freedom fighters known as the Wolf Pack. Lupe, good to see you. Greetings, Princess. I'm glad we stumbled on your friendly campsite after such a fierce battle, as the covert group of freedom fighters detail their recent conflict. And Robotnik's building a new line of superbots. I hope they're not worse than his combots. Drago, don't you like your chili wiener? Yes. What's disturbing me is that after leaving a den of robots, we are now feeding with one. What do you mean? Uncle Chuck's one of us. Really? How do you know he's not Robotnik's spy? Because I say so, tough guy. And when Sonic the Amateur speaks, people listen. Now, take my professional advice, cut down the campfire before you attract the entire planet. Jeffrey St. John, what are you doing here? Hello, love. I guess you could say I've been doing a bit of sleuthing by Dog Gedley, following Chucky's every move. Sounds more like spying to me. Interesting choice of words, mate. Especially since the agent who uncovered your video was one of Robotnik's spies, Sleuth Doggy Dog. Is this true? Yes, but it was weeks before you discovered Sleuth to be a traitor. Still, that doesn't mean the tape isn't authentic. Isn't that convenient? One spy covering up for another. Too bad you didn't realize my rebel underground sniffed out your deception. We didn't know you sniffed. We just thought you smelled. Quiet, Dulcie. What deception? Don't you blokes get it? Chucky's spy network and phony video are just a ruse to cover up the fact he's working for the other side. Are you naturally this stupid, or do you practice? This isn't a game, boy. You're in over your head in this man's war. Well, your head's going to be sucking dirt. Woof. Still haven't learned yet, mate, that it takes more than speed. It also takes skill, experience, and cunning. Too bad it's the last lesson you'll ever learn. Jeffrey. No. That as enough. The Hedgehog may be the imbecile like you, but even he does not deserve death. Wow! What a punch. Saved and insulted in the same second. Now that's speed. What's your problem, mate? This doesn't involve you. My problem is with you, LePew. I will no longer subdue my doubts about you. You dare to say Uncle Chuck is the traitor? No. It is you who are the spy. How can that be? Years ago, Z-Top General and close friend convinced Z-King that one day he might need Z-Rebel underground. I is cadet in training, preparing for Z-Day when the kingdom might be attacked from her enemies. Before the underground was established, however, the General became Z-casualty of Robotnik's war. Then you show poof, claiming to be its leader. Who was this supposed general, mate? He was my father, and I say you have stolen my family honor. I never even knew the bloke. Exactly. And you don't know the king, either. You are the impostor. That's enough. Back off, and we'll sort this out. I never knew Tuan wasn't a real soldier. Yup, like us, he was too young. As a tribute to his father, he wears his uniform. And, like all of us, he rose to the occurrence of war with exceptional courage. You mean he wasn't always a doofus? Nope. In fact, in the early days of the war, he even saved my life. Ever the dashing hero, he bowed before royalty, offering his honor and courage to restore the realm. In time, his loyalty sprouted to misguided love. But without the love he craved from Sally or his missing father, he kinda lost his way. Gosh, I never knew. Maybe I should say something to him. No, I'll go. Antoine, no matter what's happened in the past, I want y'all to know, I think you're very brave. Merci, Bunny. It's nice to know someone cares. I care. Love may be in the air tonight, but unfortunately, it is overshadowed by doubt and suspicion. Drago, where have you been all this time? I just went for a walk. That's the third time you left the pack this week without official leave. Are you saying I'm shirking my duties? I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to be keeping an eye on you. Good. You watch your renegade, and I'll watch mine. And I say it is you who are Z-Traitor. Yeah, and maybe we'll beat the truth out of you. Stop it! There have been a lot of accusations today, but not one substantiated. Everyone here has proven their loyalty, and time will tell if I'm wrong. Until then, let's all put our differences aside. If the king and the realm are ever to be saved, we must hope and pray that Knuckles the Echidna is successful in his quest. On a quest to find King Acorn's magic sword, destiny decreed Knuckles would meet a paladin. Unraveling the Holy Knight's cryptic clues, the heroic Echidna vainly searches the numerous caverns of his floating island home. Like many historic expeditions, that which is not found by fortitude can sometimes be discovered by circumstance. Whoa, guess I should heed those old warnings. Watch that first step and beware of skeletons in the closet. Fortunately, being able to glide allows me to slow the fall. Too bad my buddy can't do the same. Upon landing, Knuckles begins to explore this lower cavern. These markings look like ancient mystic runes. Maybe I'm finally onto something. Traveling down the damp, fungus-encrusted cavern bank, the enterprising Echidna encounters a horrific stench, whose increasing intensity acts like a homing beacon, ultimately furnishing a vantage point. Weird smell plus weird chanting equals weird dudes. And those weirdos look like the wizard and alchemist the ancient walkers warned me about. Based on where I found them, I'll bet they're also Matthias Poe and Damocles the Elder. That reflection is short-lived, as the same circumstance that brought Knuckles here also compromises his strategic position. Time for a little surprise at... Whoa! What? Who dares invade the sanctum of Matthias Poe? Ouch! Guardian of the floating island would normally do. But right now I think I'm owner of the broken tush. And so shall the rest of you follow. By the potions of Poe, direction of Damocles, and herbs of this kettle, I bring forth a golem made of metal. Crick, crank, kloshk, kablam. Don't you think you ought to leave the bot making to Dr. Robotnik? You guys may think you're going to set up shop on my island, but I'm closing you down. I beg to differ. Holy! My Sunday best didn't slow him down. What's it going to take to stop this thing? Golems are only animate if they get a constant supply of magic life, therefore, it's time for a distraction. Smash! Who's that? Ha 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 ha! Roasted Raven, everyone's favorite. Arr! Rah! Cock! Hey, looks like the big lug stripped a gear. He's vulnerable now. Terminate him. Hasta la vista, Iron Pants. Good thing for you, I'm up on magical lore and hitched a ride in your backpack to save your butt. Thanks, Teach. But what did you do to this dummy? He's not moving. If you'd stop being a dummy, you'd realize this dummy is a dummy. Knock, knock. And by the way, he directed his spells at it. I'm willing to bet it's a magical focus of sorts. Poke, poke. Should have figured. The ancient walkers did say, a sorcerer, wizard, and alchemist who stand alone. Which means Poe here does a solo act. Which gives rise to the question, where's the real Damocles the Elder? Who cares? I still haven't found King Acorn's sword. Look out! Those spilled potions are eating away the dummy like acid. No, they're not. They're transforming it. You were right. The dummy is a disguised magical talisman. All along, it was really the Sword of Acorns. I finally got it. Okay, take me to the Hall of Limbo. Show me the Crown of Acorns. What the? It didn't do a thing. Perhaps it only works for royalty? Too bad. Well, at least you kept your promise. True. My quest is over. All that's left now is to return this sword to Princess Sally and hope she can use it to save the king. There's our target for tonight, Sonic. You sure you're up to it, Sal? But of course, are you? I'm always up for trashing old Robotnik. Just remember to follow the plan. First, we gotta get where we're going. And the only way to get there is if you get there with style. Hang on, Sal. Have I any choice? They've reached pinnacle, right on schedule. If all goes as planned, Robotnik won't even know what hit him. I'd agree only if the pack were handling this. We're not free agents, Drago. You'd do well to remember this. Now, signal the others. Elsewhere in another sector of the city. I don't understand. I'm a doctor, not a commando. You are here docked air, because you were ordered to be. In the event of emergency, we may need beep, beep, beep. Zutalors, my communicator. They've reached pinnacle. We're ready to move in. We move in when we get the signal, not a second sooner. Is that understood? Crystal, over and out. Ease up, Antoine. Yeah, Lupe's pack knows what to do. I can't blame Antoine for being edgy, though. Waiting around can be such a killer. Even when it's the A-team leading the charge. What's wrong, Sal? You okay? I'll be fine. Must be the air. Ready? Even if Sonic is ready to continue, I'm not sure I am. There's still too many unanswered questions. Ever since the campfire discussion I conducted, things only got more complicated. Princess Sally. Come quick, child. What is it, Rosie? She could not bring herself to say, but I understood fully when I saw, Daddy. Really, my dear Sally. What's become of your regal bearing? It's just that nobody had informed me of your recovery, Father. Everything is on a need-to-know basis, my daughter. We have so much to do, and very few we can really trust. As we speak, Robotnik is set to unleash his most devastating attack yet. In addition, it's come to my attention we may have a traitor in our midst. None other than Sonic the Hedgehog. No! This isn't a time for weakness, Sally. I need him to accompany you on your next mission so that you may ascertain where his true loyalties lie. I couldn't believe what I had just heard. All of a sudden, I felt as though my father was a stranger to me. Even now, I know in my heart Sonic would never betray us. Sal? Give the word. Let's do it to it, partner. Are you kidding, Sal? If this is a contest, we know who's going down. Hard. There she is, Snively, the apple of her father's eye. And so predictable as well. Exactly on time. If I were a nice guy, I wouldn't do what I'm about to do. But I'm not a nice guy. Click. Z Princess, she is in grave danger. Isn't there anything we can do? You betcha. I've been waiting to field test this baby. Krakoom! Now that was wicked. Don't pat yourself on the back so soon, mon ami. She's still in danger. She's... Wait, what is it, Tuan? I never in all my life did I think I would be so happy to see none other than Sonic the Hedgehog. Our princess is saved. Eh? What is this? What does Sonic think he's doing?
Oh, umph.
So, Princess, she... We need to get her out of there. Leave it to me. I'm the best equipped to handle this. Sigh. They never learn, do they? Set target. Fire. Caradome! All right, you heroes, howl. Let 'em know they're in for a fight. Wow. Whoo! Don't you know the one with the hottest toys wins? Whoa, troops! Over there! Oh, princess! Oh, happy days! It doesn't get any better than this. That depends. What? You! All this time, and you still get tongue-tied. This is it, lard butt. You're going down for the count, big time. What do you think, Snively? I think the hedgehog is reality challenged, sir? Not yet, but this should do for a start. Whoa! You better pray I'm not faster than these blowtorches, Robo-Butt. You wish, Hedgehog. While your reality will soon end, let us take leave so that ours doesn't. This way, Snively. Why did you ever replace the elevators with these things? You know I hate what it does to my stomach. Go back up then if you want the complaint department Snively. There's gotta be a way to deflect these lasers. Ooh, shiny. I think there's my answer. Woof! Don't dawdle, Snively. There's still much to do. Kaboom! One good blast deserves another. We took care of one enemy, Snively. So why not go for two? Hey, I just thought. Where's Sally? Kareakum! Robotnik's command center. Bunny? The princess? Where's Showa not leaving without her? Let's move. All right, troops, fall back. Tense minutes later. Doctor, is she? Please step aside, Bunny, and let me do my job. She's still alive, but just barely. Her heart is very weak. We need to get the princess back to Knothole Village, now! Good suggestion, Doc. But I think the SWAT bots have other ideas. We'll draw their attention while you make for the plane. But what about you and the wolf pack? We'll be all right. Now get going. We'll meet up with you later. I should have stayed and fought like the freedom fighter I am. And who, pray tell, would have flown the plane back? Good point, mon ami. Get this crate movin', Antoine. We've a princess to save. Aren't we forgetting someone? What about Sonic? Isn't anyone concerned over what's become of Sonic? Sorry I'm late, guys, but I was trying to find Sal. Lee, hey, where's everybody? And where's the plane? They wouldn't have just left me. Unless... Enough with the guessing game. I'll find out back at the ranch. Provided I don't arrive before they do, that is. What a relief most of my underground transit system survived the disaster Snively. Here's our stop, Robotropolis, south. Quickly, Snively. There isn't a moment to spare. I don't want to be cut off from the action any longer than necessary. Go get me a quart of good stuff, Snively. All this excitement has made me very thirsty. Yes, sir. Right away. Now, let's see if this is the news I need when I need it. Click. Before long, at the Knothole Medical Center. What could be taking so long? Easy, lad. The doctor's doing all he can. We just have to hope no news is good news. Well, Doc? Now will someone explain why I was abandoned in Robotropolis? Well, what's the matter? Sonic, I'll take it from here, mate. What? It isn't. It is. Who sent for you, Clyde? Under other circumstances, I'd rather enjoy doing this, but I've come to place you under arrest. Are you out of your gourd? For what? For the high crimes of murder and treason, Sonic. Slap the cuffs on 'em, Fleming. Say it ain't so, Sonic. Say that you who... Naff. Who? Yeah, Tails. What? Will someone explain what's going down? You are, mate, for murdering the princess. Are you insane? How can you accuse me of such a thing? Knock, knock, come in. Drago, what are you doing here? I wanted to see how you were, babe. It's been quite a day. How'd it go? Like clockwork, Hershey. And best of all, Lupe and the rest of the freedom fighters haven't a clue what's in store. Ha 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 ha. Bring forth the prisoner. Though the loss be personal, I bear the accused no malice. Sonic the Hedgehog. How do you plead to the crime of murder most foul of your princess? Sire, I'm innocent. I would not, could not, ever do such a thing. I knew you'd say that. Henceforth, in recognition of your services to the realm, I will forego the death penalty. Sonic the Hedgehog. I sentence you to life imprisonment on the Devil's Gulag. Take him away. Sonic the Hedgehog is finally taking the fall. What's going on here? I don't know anything about Sally's death. I said you're going to the Devil's Gulag. It's been defunct since the Great War ended. You're making a big mistake. I didn't even know she was dead until I returned to Knothole. You're the one who made the mistake, mate. And it'll be your last. Why, you dirty? That's enough. You're supposed to escort my nephew, not eliminate him. Next time, bring your own plane. You brutes better not put a scratch on my beauty. Is that all you're worried about? Don't worry, Sonic. We'll get you back. The plane and my men will certainly be coming back. But with any luck, grrr, we'll never see Sonic the Hedgehog again. How can that have happened? How can my best friend be responsible for Aunt Sally's death? He isn't. I tell you, I saw it with Z2 eyes. I was there too, Sugar. Sonic is guilty like Antoine said. But how could he do it? He didn't. Easy, everyone. Sonic is as much in need of your prayers as poor Sally. Bah, I just heard she's at peace. Niff, but how will Sonic live with what he's done? Hey. There, girl. Remember, sometimes things are not always what they seem. Currently, however, things seem pretty bleak for our ex-hero. This whole mess started when Sal got orders to invade Robotropolis from her dad, a guy supposedly turning to crystal. And now that same king has exiled me to the place of my boyhood nightmares, where my dad used to tell me all bad boys and war prisoners were sent. The Devil's Gulag. How'd he get better so fast? And, looks like I wasn't the only double agent. What did Robotnik promise you? Your very own chili dog chain? Sleuth doggy dog. You treasonous traitor. I'm gonna... Ha! The once heroic Sonic reduced to a chained-up con. You tear me up. I'll really tear you guys up if you don't shut up. Never mind them. We've got a problem. Look out! Evasive action. Too late. We're going down. Pull up. Pull up. Moments later, as the attackers inspect their handiwork, all life forms are alive but unconscious. Wait. Sensors now detecting. Sonic the Hedgehog. Kablang! Those are the last words Sonic utters. Not one single joke or wisecrack escapes his lips. For the first time in his life, Sonic is devoid of humor. For the first time in his life, Sonic truly understands the meaning of war. His body is on autopilot as he fights like never before. This is fortunate, for his brain is otherwise occupied. Faster than he himself could ever travel, images flash before him, dominating his every thought. He sees the prone body of Princess Sally. He sees the look on his friends' faces. He sees himself in chains. Only when he further burdens his confidence realizing he has inadvertently destroyed a possible supply of survival equipment. Does his mind regain control, making him aware that this minor battle is over, and it is once again time to take flight? While the departing Sonic ponders his destiny, others are already preparing for his immediate future. Ah, Your Royal Highness, forgive my interruption of your meditations, but I'm glad I've caught you alone. Your reports are always welcome, faithful Drago. I'm sorry to report that the plane transporting Sonic has crashed miles away from the planned destination. The MPs are okay, and Snoop is still in custody. But Sonic has escaped. Pity. It appears he will have to be hunted down like a dog. Or by dogs. Send in St. John. Shortly. Your men have failed me, Jeffrey. Sonic the Hedgehog has escaped. But my men are the finest trained soldiers anywhere. Give me not your excuses, man. I won't have a murderer free in my soon-to-be restored kingdom. Forgive me, your majesty. I'll roust my men immediately, and I make you this pledge. If it's the last thing I do, I will recapture that hedgehog. Got to cover my footprints. Prevent those MPs or any more SWAT bots from tracking me. Don't know if those SWAT bots were on patrol or a special mission, but that was one time I was glad to see 'em. Gotta rest. Can't believe what's happened. Got to think back. They didn't even let me see Sally's body. In fact, Uncle Chuck related something similar when he visited me. And I'm telling you, I want to see Sally's final medical report. No, the king has ordered those records sealed, off limits to everyone. He said he protested directly to the king with no luck. In all due respect, if I'm to fully investigate these proceedings, there will be no investigation and no proceedings. I will pronounce sentence at dawn. And he didn't need any of his espionage experience to realize something was way past uncool. I think our campfire powwow revealed the truth. There is a traitor, or traitors, in our midst. And I know it isn't you. He was the only one who got past the shock and had his stuff together. Don't give up hope, Sonic. I know I won't until justice is served. Sonic's mind reels in turmoil. And when his capacity to ponder currently unanswerable questions comes to an end, only then does he feel the true impact of Sally's passing. Only then does the stress and grief force his body to succumb to sleep. Back at Knothole Village. What's up, Antoine? Shh. Very bizarre. Moments ago, Drago and then Le Pew got Z private audience with Z King. These are terrible times, Sugar. Really? Then why have we not been granted Z same privilege? Don't know. But at least it confirms that Jeffrey is genuine. Perhaps. But Drago, he never claimed to be in Z King's confidence. And during Sonic's judgment, why did he keep Z distance from Z Wolfpack? Don't know. But you all realize that we've been following Drago, don't you? I have said that I was destined to be His Majesty's #1 soldier, and if the king cannot see the great forest for the trees, then I will do my duty as the raider of the traitors. Hello, dear. The future Duke of Robotropolis is home. Leave me out of your future. I have done my part, and that's enough. And in appreciation of your help, maybe I'll make you my future Duchess. Don't take that tone with me. You're into this up to your pretty neck. You're hurting my arm. Then you listen here. Sonic has escaped Jeffrey's men, but St. John himself has been ordered to hunt him down. I'm sure he'll find him, and with any luck, they'll eliminate each other. Now keep yourself ready. Plans may dictate the need of your services again. Did you hear? Yes. And you're right. We've got to follow him. Several hundred yards later. Where did he go? We couldn't have been that far behind. Eh? Club! I guess St. John has made a correct assessment of Sally's freedom fighters. You are a bunch of rank amateurs. And, take 'em away, boys. They're going to be spending a little time at our project in the land down under. And while a new treacherous act is being perpetrated, a previous one will soon be taken to the next level. Mumble. No. Mutsky. Blub. Don't eat my lunch. Growl. Huh? What? That's not Mutsky. That growling's coming from the caverns, and I've heard it before. It's Tasmanian devils, one of the few Mobian races that never fully evolved. They're ugly and smelly, but they make great trackers. Growl. Fut. You men go that way. I'll search down here. That murderer won't be able to make the best use of his speed on this terrain. They're onto me. Got a juice. But, this rocky ground's not helping. What I can't figure out is how those MPs found me so fast. Glad I took some extra measures. That bug I placed in Sonic's shackle certainly became handy. If those really are Tasmanian devils here, they'll soon pick up my scent. Wait! That smell! It's not a Taz, or even an MP. That means it's... My tracking device is going bonkers. That means it's... Ack! Splock! Kadoom! Whop! Thunk! Splack! Brack! As we ponder the fate of our combatants, we take a possible last look inside Knothole Village. Since it has been years since I last did so, and in lieu of all the recent events, I thought it high time I held court. First, let me say that despite the unfortunate fates of my daughter and Sonic, I am quite pleased with the heroism you, my loyal subjects, have demonstrated during my exile. However, your efforts have obviously been futile. There has been too much fighting and too little progress, which I attribute to your general lack of ability. That is why I have seen fit, for the good kingdom, to reinstate the position of warlord in our realm. I think you'll find my candidate more than experienced to do the job. That needs to be done. Loyal subjects, I am pleased to introduce Robotnik, in Knothole, not in this lifetime. Quaint. Flacoom. But ultimately, inferior. Please, stay. On my account. What have we here? Sir Charles and Mutsky. This would explain the destruction of some of my best laid plans. No matter. You're just in need of an attitude adjustment. In fact, you are all in need of attitude adjustments. That is fine. After all, I do have the time. Ha 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 ha. And lest you thought we forgot, you murdered her. I didn't do it. You killed the woman I love. Don't you say that. You only love yourself. I loved her. Brack. Kadak. Zoom! No! There's no way out! You dirty traitor. You deserve this after what you did to my beloved Sally. There's no way I'll survive this fall unless I start hovering. Gotta try my patented figure 8. Ouch! My legs are cramping up. I'm mentally and physically exhausted by all that's happened. Sally's death, the king's sentence, the crash, running and hiding in the caverns. I'm gonna go splat. I've been meaning to try this trick for a while now, although I would have preferred less dramatic conditions. Here we go. I sure hope this works. Yee-haw! All I need is a small land strip and my speed will get me by. Hoof! Slurp. Must. Rest. Harumph. Gasp. Wheeze. What happened? Sonic escaped. Temporarily. Grower. Snarl. He's down there. On the riverbank. Hurry, men. Let's work our way back through the catacombs. We can still capture that mutinous swine. Come on, gotta keep going. Have to escape to prove innocence. Gotta get back to Knothole. Sonic the Hedgehog has indeed betrayed you. But despite what you're all thinking, King Acorn has not. For this is anything but your beloved sovereign. Beep. Waroom. How easily you were fooled by a robot duplicate of the king. Gasp. Oh no, you fat fiend. Silence, before I have you all vaporized. Ah, but that would be too easy. I'd much rather see you perish along with all the rest of the repulsive, non-robotic residents of this planet. And so, I'll allow you miscreants to live for a short while, until my latest and most powerful weapon of destruction is fully functional. Then every living thing on Mobius will be annihilated, including your precious monarch, who's being attended to as I speak. Meanwhile, in Robotropolis, I've done everything your evil master demanded. Almost everything. Not quite, Dr. Quack. Give me the documentation. Much better. I've kept my end of the bargain. Now you do the same. Tut, tut, Doc. Your bedside manners need improvement. Click. Perhaps this will teach you some respect. Elizabeth! Kids! Oh, Quentin! Please get us out of here! Wah! Daddy! Boo-hoo! You dirtbag! I'm gonna... Her! No! Daddy! Ok. Ru. Robotnik. Promised. Cough. Cough. Sir. Said they'd be Ru. Released if I falsified. Click. Wheeze. And they will. Doc. After you do us another favor. Up you go. If you refuse, you will have another DOA on your hands. One you've seen before. You remember old Stoneface here, don't you? Gasp. The king. You will obey my instructions to the letter, Doc. That is, if you ever want to see your family again. Sigh. Yes, Mr. Snively. And back to Sonic. Huff. Puff. Knothole's just over that. Oh, what's the use? I'm too tired and they're not going to give up coming after me. How much longer is this going to drag on? Drag on! That's it! Ho! Fwee! Vibrating his vocal cords at a speed unattainable by any other living creature, Sonic emits a high-pitched whistle. One that can only be heard by... You called? Dulcie! Am I glad to see you? You know I'd never hurt Sally. You're the only chance I've got to prove my innocence. Please, Dulcie. A dragon can sense the purity of truth, Sonic. I believe you. What can I do? You can get me out of here and fly me to Buzz, Whisper. As you wish. True Blue. Up, up, and away. No! Ah, missed him by a whisker. Splatch, rower. This isn't over, Hedgehog. I'll follow you to the ends of Mobius. And it will be easy, too. Because you're still wearing the shackle that contains my tracking device. Arrow! Meanwhile, in Hershey's cottage. This is horrible. Ah, you'll make a fine-looking Duke of Mobius, Drago, my boy. Did you hear me? The princess was killed. Slap. That's right, Toots. And you're the one who did it. No, it can't be. You told me I was helping the freedom fighters. That evil Snively was climbing down the rope. Ha! Like they say, there's a sucker born every minute. You just happen to be coming along at the right time, kiddo. Put the head back on, and you'll see what I mean. Eek! It's him! Beep, but that's impossible. It should be me, and you look like him too. What's going on? What kind of treachery is this? The best kind. Robotniks. See these eyepieces. They contain optic image refractors. No matter who you look at, it appears to be Snively. So when you cut the rope you thought Snively was dangling from, you really dropped Princess Sally to her death. Ha 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 ha! You were easy to dupe, sugar. And now Robotnik will reward me with a kingdom of my own when he takes over Mobius. Choke. No ho ho ho. Ooh. Halfway around the world, another drama is about to unfold. A legendary crater scars the ancient pristine landscape of the land known as Down Under. Once home to a mystical shaman, the giant cavity now serves a vastly different purpose, one that reeks of suffering, despair, and palpable malevolence. Move, quickly, hurry it up. How dare you manhandle me that way? Why I oughta control yourself, bunny. Remember what Zay said would happen. Indeed, rabbit. Any attempt to utilize your bionic appendages will trigger your collar alarm, which in turn will activate the explosive device in his collar. In you go. Oof. Don't worry, sugar, I'll keep Ma cool. For now, and we'll keep you here. Forever. Allures, someone is coming towards us. Oh, ma stars. Recognize them from Tails' report on his adventure hereabouts. It's two of the Downunda freedom fighters. Yes, cough. I'm Walt Wallaby, and I'm Barbie Koala. When they brought you in, did you see? Oh no, sacre bleu. Gracious me. Who or what are you? I am Crocbot, warden of the Down Under prison camp and your worst nightmare, freedom fighters. I was not always thus. My robo-reptile body was perfect until Tails and Guru Emu sent me crashing into this accursed crater. My mecha megatank set off a massive explosion. I survived the blast, but not without heavy structural damage. Nevertheless, I reconstructed myself, using what fragments I could find. Soon after, I picked through the twisted wreckage of Robotnik's supply blimp and salvaged as many bot components as I could. Once I reassembled them into an army using Combot designs, I began building this facility designed to capture and punish my enemies as well as enemies of Robotnik. At the top of my list were the Downunda freedom fighters, whom we successfully ambushed and captured. I have since taken great delight in torturing them mercilessly, a hobby of mine that you two will soon get to experience firsthand. And when I send your ragged remains back to your friend Tails, I trust he'll come by for a visit. I owe that furry freak big time. Meanwhile, feel free to rue the day you ever crossed paths with Crocbot. How wow wow. Is there any chance for rescue? I'm afraid not. This camp's location is top secret. Sniffle. It's hopeless. Don't worry, sugar. We'll come up with a plan to escape. Hope. We're almost there, Sonic. Time to rise and shine. Just gimme 2 more minutes. There it is. The floating island. Hope we get a better welcome than last time. Huh? What the? No one visits this island without the express written consent of its guardian Knuckles the Echidna. Ugh! Thuck! I might have known you'd attack the sweetest, most gentle creature on the planet for no reason. Brain-dead redhead? Oh yeah? Well, you're next. Kapow! Not if I whack you first, Echidnerd. Glarg! Right back at you, spine swine. Hoompa! That does it. I'm gonna hit you so hard, it'll hurt your whole family. Bah! I step over punks like you to get to a real fight. Come on! Chuka-doom! Back off, Knuckles. If anyone's taking the Hedgehog down, it'll be me. Who? St. John. Julian, of the House of Evo, prepare to be punished. I'm afraid I badly miscalculated. The scheme was perfect, but the timing was... Oof! Did you get him, Lundo? I don't see him, Jakar. He must be still running somewhere up ahead. You know the minister won't tolerate failure. He'll want our heads if we can't bring back Julian's, that's for certain. This way. Blub, blub, blub. What do you think, Charles? Very interesting, Jules. We won't find out why if we leave him there. I've never seen the Overlanders turn on one of their own. This goes against my better judgment. considering what his kind have done? Well, we're not his kind. Besides, he may be just what we need to win the war. Put the pedal to the metal, brother. We haven't a moment to lose. Maybe so. But I can't help having a nasty feeling about our cargo. As my people rely more on their size to intimidate their opponents, they're actually quite vulnerable to a direct attack, especially when outnumbered. Since you know their weaknesses best, it seems you're the logical choice to lead the troops, Warlord Julian. At my command. This is insane, Jules. Him leading us? I'm sure King Acorn has his reasons, Charles. Attack! For the kingdom! Crush them all. The monitor readings are showing the doctor more excited than usual. It must be a really good dream. Unfortunately, it's time to awaken him. Care to do the honors? Yawn! Such a wonderful dream. It's always a delight to remember lamentations of one's enemies. Whatever it is, better be good to justify waking me from my slumber. We have secured a test subject, as per your instructions, sir. Who is it? The Hedgehog, perhaps? An overlander male, sir? An overlander, did you say? Well, this is worth waking up for. If I'm lucky, it's someone I really hate. Is everything all set for beta testing? There's just enough energy for one test, sir. Excellent. And look over there, our volunteer. You're just the beginning, my friend. Julian? Alive? We thought you were dead. We never even suspected you of being the dreaded Robotnik. Even though my fame has somewhat preceded me, as you can plainly see, the reports of my demise were somewhat exaggerated. Unhappily for you, I intend to prove there is worse than death. Wait, can't we talk this over? While I enjoy watching someone grovel and beg, I'm afraid other considerations outweigh personal pleasures. No! Eureka! I've done it again. Another resounding triumph on my part. Once the shipment from Down Under arrives, we'll be able to unleash my most devastating weapon yet. And then, Mobius will be mine. That's what you think, Uncle. We'll see who has the last laugh yet. Listen up, Canucks. I need your help to clear my name. I'm being framed. As personal guard to King Acorn of Mobius, I deputize and command you to help me bring Princess Sally's assassin to justice. What? Puh, Princess Sally. Dead? I told her you were no good. Arr! No, you gotta believe me. Don't. Can't get a clear shot at the Hedgehog. You emailed that move, Redbone? Grr. Hold that spin, traitor. Smiley. Fleming. Turn loose the hounds. No chance. Twoing. No matter how fast you are, I'll always be faster. Says you, Loudmouth. Hey, what the? You can run, but I can hide. Espio the Chameleon, one of the Chaotix. By order of King Acorn, stuff that pal. I give the orders on the floating island. That's right. I only listen to Knuckles. Enough! Chkoom! Although I have been known to listen to a dragon every now and then. Dulcie. In the nick of time. As you know, dragons cannot tell lies. That is why we can sense the purity of truth, and I know Sonic is not lying about being framed. A dragon's word is fact. Now will you listen to me, St. John? Our real enemy is trying to divide and conquer us. Instead, we must team up. Fleming, bring your plane into this clearing. Yes, sir. What's your next move, Nux? Out of respect for Princess Sally, I'm going along to help Sonic. I want you to assemble the Chaotix and guard the island until I get back. I don't think I'll fit in a plane, Sonic. That's okay, Dulcie. You've done more than enough. Chill. We'll take it back to... Knothole! Move along. You will all be roboticized. Mecha slavery is inevitable. Escape is impossible. We freedom fighters have done the impossible before. Let's get to the bathysphere and the Sea Fox. We've got to get help from some of the other freedom fighter groups. I can't believe that Robotnik found our secret village location. The way things have been going lately, nothing surprises me. At least he doesn't know about our underground canal system and water vehicles. Holy abalone! Ulp! Then again, he might. Well, if it isn't Blubber Breath and the two-tailed freak. Game over, freedom fighters. Back upstairs and join the rest of the losers. You're my prisoners now. And if you're real good, I'll just ship your carcass off to the slave labor camps on Down Under. Bunny, no! Don't fool with Z Kalair. Hold still if I can just Chooka-doom! Cell guard calling Crockbot. Knothole prisoner's collar has been detonated, destroying all 4 inmates. Too bad. I was looking forward to torturing them. I still have the other 3 left. Very well. Report to loading dock. At once. Did you hear that? Sounds like our teammates are still alive. We better find them and fast. After that, I suggest we make our way to Z loading dock. I'm afraid I can't make out what they're saying, but whatever they're doing doesn't look none too good. We'll create a diversion by taking out Crockbot and his crew, but it's up to you to get yourselves onto the Airbus. Seeing as Z Airbus, E's our ticket home. Ready, dear bunny? As Eva. Hey there, tall, green, and gruesome. We have a circuit or two to pick with you. Gasp. That voice. It can't be, but it is. Sigh. Whatever happened to peace and love? No problem. We love to smash these bots to pieces. Beep. Beep. I hope Z Down Under freedom fighters manage to overcome Zat Fiend Crockbot. I'm sure they'll be fine. We Uns got our own problems. In you go. Evo Robotnik in Robotropolis, calling Crockbot's crater in Down Under. Come in, Crockbot. What? Look, I'm dealing with an uprising here at the prison camp. The mineral ore we've mined is already on its way to you. Ah, that's all I wanted to know, Robotnik. Over and out. Ha! Once I get the ore, my ultimate annihilator will be operational. At which time, I will unleash the UA's power on the village of Knothole, erasing it from existence forever. I must return to my slumber chamber before the ore arrives. I want to be well rested for my ultimate victory. Ha 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 ha. Come on, faster specimens. Shudder. Looks like the end of the line, old buddy. Wait, what's that noise overhead? It's an airplane. By the scepter of King Acorn. Charge. Don't just stand there, you rust buckets. Blast them out of the sky. Look, it's Jeffrey, Knuckles, and, gasp, Sonic! They're working together. Let's join them. Come on, everybody. Do it for Princess Sally. Fight. Freedom. Fight. Freedom. Okay, we've played around enough. Time to get down to business. Where's that wolf working with the SWAT bots? Fight. Freedom. You. Fight. Freedom. Who? Me. Fight! Freedom! Meanwhile, oof. What is these place? Only one surefire way to find out. By tapping into the system. Oh, dear. I do hope there's something else on. Ivo, personal UA file entry, final phase, Down Under Airbus or delivery. My entire life has been building up to this moment. The irradiated ore mined in Down Under is on its way to Robotropolis. It is the most crucial element needed to activate the ultimate annihilator. We have to blow up this insane plot somehow. Of all the mass destruction creations devised during my illustrious career, the UA is by far the most deadly. Once operational, I shall unleash its indescribable power on the village of Knothole. After that, every living creature on Mobius will fall before me. Evo Robotnik. Hoo-hoo, ha-ha-ha-ha-ah-ah. Perhaps if we were to explode the Airbus. let's not be too hasty. Sugar. In fact, wouldn't you say that Combot Crockbot we spoke to is quite the bomb? Commander, initiating final approach. Proceed. Hey, Drago! Over here! Huh? Who said that? Well, what are you waiting for? I see something coming up fast, not too far off in the distance. How do I know I can trust you? Why, Drago, if you can't trust me, who can you trust? So you finally came to your senses, eh, babe? What girl wouldn't prefer a winner instead of a loser like you? Meow! Ooh! You wit! Oof! Don't you worry, Drago. I'm far from through with you. I loved you, Drago. I'd have done anything for you. Bam! 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 And for you to use me like that? You're the worst piece of slime it's been my misfortune to know. Well, Buster, here's where you get yours. Hershey! No! Bam! Oh, no, you don't, you dirtbag. You don't get off that easy. Clocked! Ah, Hershey! Say, what did you do to him? Guess you could say I was paying him back. For Princess Sally's death. Huh? I should have known not to trust the creep. He told me I'd be helping the freedom fighters. Instead, he tricked me with Robotnik's technology. When I cut that rope, Sonic, I thought it was Snively who was climbing it. But it was really Sally. Oh, Sonic, what have I done? Everything you've been through. You never mind that, Hershey. You were duped. We were all duped. Yawn. Well, did I miss anything? The cargo you requested has arrived safely from down under. But our troops have informed us that Sonic has liberated Knothole Village. Ah, good news on one hand must beget bad news on the other. Well, what of it? What? Wipe the grease out of your tin-plated earlobes, twits. That rodent is nothing to me. He's less than nothing. And that's pretty dangerous small, if you ask me. Ah, finally my plans are coming to fruition. Let the hedgehog come. I'll bake him a cake with so many layers. Holy Hannah. Antoine. Walt and Barbie helping us smuggle ourselves out of Crockbot's prison camp was one thing. Shh. I know. But we had no ideas the true scope of Robotnik's plans. There can only be one point of view on this world. Mine. Oh, those smelly furballs. How I abominate them. Sir. It's him. It's him. After all we've done, he still won't give up. We'll just have to see about that. Let me take care of him, sir. If I modulate the frequency of my speed while I run real fast, according to Uncle Chuck's theories, I should be able to create after-images of myself, enough to mess with any opponent. Blang, ka-blong, blong, kablooge. Out of my way, SWAT bots. Oh, goody, look who's come to play. Snively. Hedgehog. If this is the last thing I ever do, I'll see you never make it inside. You're right about one thing, Needle Nose. This is the last thing you'll ever do. Whiz, Waz, Kadok, Frosh. Oh, the heel bone's connected to the chest bone. Crack. Oh, ow. You hurt my sternum. Ah, hoo. Looks like my sidekick sent Robotnik's sidekick right down the drain. Good. Now I can focus my attention on... Oof! Clonk! Where did that brick wall come from all of a sudden? For the love of... Antoine! Bunny! How did you guys get here? Sugar Sonic. We were trying to stop old Blubberbottom from wiping out Knothole by placing Z-bomb to sabotage E's weapon. Once we plant Zis where Eat will do Z most damage, Eat'll be set to detonate within 10 minutes' time. If we don't make it out before Zen, well, nobody said we'd live forever. Besides, if that's the price for taking down Buttnik, let's do it to it. Sonic! Wait! Where are you going? To buy you guys time. But Sonic, no buts, Bunny. You and Twan just make sure when that doohickey of yours blows, or it's really gonna be the big goodbye. Sonic, this way, ma chérie. Our friend does what he must, as we should now do so. If we can get past that SWAT bot, Sugar Twan, my dear bunny, why not hit him with your best shot? Wang! You've quite a left hook, darling. Now to do the same to the rest of this place, in there. Sugar Twan! Do you hear? Something's happening with the ultimate annihilator. The roof is opening. I don't like this, Antoine. It's activated. We're too late. Oh, Antoine, we failed. Stage 1 satellite activation is complete. Initiating Stage 2, otherwise known as the knothole wipeout. 5, 4, 3. Knothole wipeout? That sounds like choke. 2, 1. Eh? The Hedgehog. Of all the times. Yeah, too bad for you. If anything's getting wiped out around here, I'll give you 3 guesses who, and the first 2 don't count. We'll see who laughs last, you miserable rodent. Attention all SWAT bots. Destroy the Hedgehog. By any means necessary. Now then, where was I? 0. Farewell, knothole. No! Click. With but the press of a button, an energy beam of immense magnitude is unleashed, focused on one specific location. After all this time, Knothole and its citizens are eliminated. No, all my friends, everyone that ever mattered. Everything all gone because of you, Robotnik. Bash, you better run, Robo-Butt, 'cause there won't be much left when I'm through with you. Click, tick, tick, tick. This should do it. Come on, Honey Twan. We've done all we can here. Boom! Warning. Warning. Ultimate Annihilator System crash. Crossed circuits will result in internalized energy emission. Destruction of war room. Imminent. Probability of resulting shockwave destroying everything in its path. 99.999999% positive. How I hate that Hedgehog. I've lived to see one dream come true. The destruction of Knothole Village and everyone within it. All that matters now is the pleasure of eliminating you once and for all. Although conscious of their impending doom, at this point, both combatants feel they have nothing left to lose. After years of exchanging insults and vows of personal destruction, all is said and done. The only recourse left is Whoomp! Thrum! Whoa! I'm still here. Part of me, anyway. Feels like I've been through the ringer. Now, I'm so tired. So tired. There he is. Sonic was the closest to ground zero, so he probably needs medical attention immediately. Several hours later. Where am I? About time you came to your senses. You're in the medical facility back in Knothole. Oh my gosh! What? But I saw Knothole get destroyed. Easy, lad. Everything's fine. Knothole wasn't destroyed, Sonic. However, because we were hit before the UA overloaded, Knothole now exists in a temporal rift 3 hours in the future, almost like a zone of its own. In fact, many zones were created when Robotnik unleashed his device. You saved us all. I only wish I was as brave as you. What do you mean, Doc? I no comprende. This whole mess came about because of me. What? It wasn't intentional, I assure you. I'm not sure I even know how to explain. Robotnik had detected my neutron chip, the main component of the Dream Watcher. He tuned in, tracked the location of Knothole, and learned of King Acorn's return from exile. While you were detained recovering the king's sword, Robotnik sent his stormtroopers out to get me and the king, who he replaced with a robot duplicate. Once I was brought before him, Robotnik explained to me that my device was key to his elaborate plans of revenge and world domination. At first, I refused to help, but when he had Snively kidnap my wife and children, I was left with little choice. Since he was afraid you might interfere, Robotnik appealed to Drogo's greed and lust for the easy life. In turn, Drogo set you up using Sally as the bait. What Robotnik didn't know was that his nephew had other plans. I noticed he altered the Ultimate Annihilator to affect only one organic pattern out of the many originally programmed. Since only Robotnik could now be affected by the device, I kept quiet and prayed events would take the course they eventually did. And Sally? She nearly died from her fall, so it was easy to convince everyone she didn't make it, especially Robotnik. Then I had her placed in a stasis tube, disguised as some sort of fancy memorial, so she could heal and recover. You mean? Yep. Sally's alive, Sonic, but she's in a coma, and I couldn't tell you when or if she'll ever come out of it. What am I doing here, then? If there's anything I can do to help Sal, I've got to do it no matter what. Hi, guys. Mission of mercy. I'll get back to you. Now, what was that about? Doesn't he know everything's cool? Everything except for Sally. Tails! Where do y'all suppose he's running off to? I love you, Sally. Please come back. Or, what did you say, Sonic?
Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic.